Welcome to episode 1 of the 4th and 5 podcast. I'm with Robby. I'm with Mo. Guys, how we feeling?
Feeling great, Dave. Feeling great. Lucky to be here. Happy to be here. Ready to talk some Penn State football.
I'm feeling good. Wish I felt better, but rumors are swirling.
We'll go into the rumor deep dive.
We'll see what goes on.
Yeah, I guess we'll start with a little Central Michigan recap and how we won, but I was pissed off because Clifford played like an idiot basically the whole game.
Yeah,
he did.
My biggest problem with that game was we had two great drives. We had the pick, we scored, we go up 14-0, right? We get a stop, we have the ball back, we're pinned at our own 10. We were running the ball great, but then Yurcich dials up 3 straight shot plays that go nowhere. We punt, Central Michigan drives down, and I just feel like the offense stalled completely after that. The game plan, he just wanted to go up 21-0 and seal it. The game plan just kind of went out the door, and I don't know. I feel like the last couple of weeks, the offense just goes through the run game, so we got to stick with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely agree on that point, just because I feel like you said, we got away from the run game. Obviously, like you said, he thoughts, and you just got to stick with the game plan. It's working. We have a two-headed dragon back there that's going to be our workhorse for the weeks to come. So just got to get them going and then get the guys on the outside of the ball when the run game opens the rest of the field up for everybody. So I agree with you there, Mo.
We got Katron and Nick back there, and you could even say that I don't mind when Kevon and Devin Ford run the ball either, if you want to sprinkle them in. But like what we learned from shot plays is that they don't work. If you try a shot play with Clifford, he hits it like a 20% clip. If there's like a stat out there that we could find, he never hits his shot plays. And if he does, it's because Strange is wide open in the middle of the field. And yeah, they can't abandon the run. And like the defense is not an issue at all. I'm not concerned about the defense. They shut down Central Michigan. But again, the offense, you said we had those 2 great drives. And then all of a sudden it's tied 14-14. And I'm texting Robby that I'm going to jump off a bridge because I thought we were going to lose the game. But
and we're all pissed off.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
I'm sitting in my. It was just bad. I'm sitting in my seat screaming. People are looking at me like I'm like, we look terrible. This is awful.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, what? Like, it's fine. And I'm like, no, like we should be up 28-0. Like, this is ridiculous.
Especially coming out 14-0, just looking immaculate on our first 2 drives. I mean, I had all the confidence in the world getting the ball back on that third drive. I thought we were going to score again easily. And obviously, like you said, we wanted to get out to a 21-0 lead and kind of just be ahead and play with all of our backups and get everybody rotation, but that's not what happened. And we need to do a better job of just sticking to the game plan and getting to that point.
Yeah, I think 100%.
Yeah, going into this game, because Central Michigan got blown out by Oklahoma State, scored 50 plus on them, and Spencer Sanders had the best game of his career. And I was like, all right. And then they lost to South Alabama. They beat up on Bucknell, whatever. I was looking forward to the game. I was like hyped. I was excited. I thought we were going to put up a lot of points. I thought the defense was going to be great. The defense was great. We couldn't score. We outscored them 19-0 in the second half. Like, I can't go through. I mean, I guess that'll like wrap up our Central Michigan talk, because that brings me on to my next point, where this Northwestern game, it should be a game where Penn State absolutely rolls. But this is just like the nervousness in me because I'm an idiot, but I don't want another Illinois game. This could be an Illinois game if the offense plays like they played against Central Michigan.
I hate that you said that.
I know, but that's what I've been thinking about all week.
No, I feel the same way, dude. And like the weather is gonna play
the weather
too. Like it feels like the Illinois game, and that brings me into the rumors and everything that I have been hearing, because we all know Clifford was not healthy when he played against Illinois last year.
Yeah,
like, he couldn't move in the pocket. Like,
and when Cliff's not healthy, he's not good.
No, if he can't move, he's
not good for us. I will give him props when he is fully healthy and he gets the blocking that he needs. He can do what we need him to do. And I trust him back there and I feel confident with him back there. But even the slightest little hiccup with his health just throws my confidence into a whirlwind with him, because it's just, he is all about not getting more hurt and not like stepping outside of his comfort zone. He wants to get the ball off right away. He's just not the same quarterback. And that scares me going into this game, knowing that he has all of that stuff that we saw on his knee. I don't know. And I know James came out and said that he is 100%. He's the best that he's the healthiest he's been all season, I think he said. But, I just don't see that with the apparatus that is on his knee currently. And I don't know. It just scares me a lot. It does.
I heard Monday he sprained his MCL, and that's when I started hearing the rumors. It's like a 90% chance that Alar's starting this weekend. But as the week has gone on, my confidence is going down, because Monday, I don't know if it was like he tweaked his knee and it was an overreaction, but just hearing that, like we talked about Illinois, it just sends me into a spiral, because I know how this story ends.
Exactly. We've seen it before.
For all of his faults, I love that he wants to be on the field, but if he's not 100%, he is not this team's best chance to win, period.
Yeah. And Robby brought up Franklin saying that he's the best. Franklin is not a guy.
The quote said he's the best. He's as good as he's looked all season, I think he said.
And we know.
I think he said he's as good as he's looked at this point in his
season. At this point, okay.
Career.
That's what he said. Gotcha.
But Franklin's never going to actually tell you what he thinks or what's going on. He's not going to go and be like, Sean tweaked his MCL, we're day to day.
Exactly.
Just tell me that. Don't be secretive and make me try to solve your riddles, because if Sean isn't healthy, like we've said, he's not good. And I know that we bring up the Illinois game. That was coming off the Iowa loss, right? If I remember correctly, we lost to Iowa and then Illinois was the next week. So at least that's not, we're undefeated right now.
I think so.
But because that's also a game where you lose, classic James Franklin, Penn State teams, where you lose a big game, you come out
and
flat.
Then come out flat. Yep.
And then you shit the bed. Sean got hurt in the Iowa game, and it's the same knee. So if he can't move, like we said, he can't do anything. He needs to manage the game. Another thing I didn't like that Yurchich did, he threw the ball 35 times against Central Michigan for 230 yards. Run the ball. You have two dogs back there, and then two other guys who are very solid in the backfield. And if he can't move, they're screwed. I think you just got to get up to a 21-0 lead against Northwestern, which is possible. I guess we'll get into what we feel about how we kind of scouted Northwestern a little bit this week. But if you get a 21-0 lead in the second quarter, you take Sean out and you put Drew in. That's what you got to do. But Northwestern,
I think we see Drew very early in the game. I obviously don't think he'll start, but I think after one or two possessions we might see Drew. Barrett, all that goes well. Goes well on those two possessions. I don't know. I don't want to say, we're absolutely going to see him, but if we go out and have two perfect offensive possessions, we're running the ball well, and we score on both possessions, I mean, I'm comfortable putting Drew in and seeing what he can do. And that's me seeing what Northwestern can do this past week. I just feel that confident that we are just such a better football team, and we should be able to insert Drew into the situation. He should be able to start, and we should still be able to beat this Northwestern team by 24.
Better than Sean Clifford.
Exactly. But again, you have the mental aspects, you have the starting aspect of him actually starting the game and that whole thing. So it's just one of those things where, yes, I do feel comfortable with Cliff going out there, but I would like to see Drew get into the game fairly early, first quarter, if anything, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, going back, so that Illinois game so we played Iowa, then we had a bye. So we had a week.
That's even more despicable.
Yeah, so they had a week to sulk about the Iowa.
Even more despicable.
Still came out flat.
And it still came out flat, which makes it.
And it came out flat last week too. The defense had those two tough drives because the Central Michigan, these giant white dudes were making miraculous catches somehow, and then they shut it down and they got to Richardson, the Central Michigan quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be basically I saw a clip today of Clifford giving a hype up speech or whatever at practice to the guys, and I'm like, that guy's not a motivator of men.
Was it anything like that Trevor Lawrence clip?
It was a little better.
Yeah,
I'll credit it. It was
a little bit better.
But I just it's a letdown spot. I guess we could talk about Northwestern a little bit. They're not a good football team. They're coming off back-to-back losses. They're atrocious.
So bad.
They lost to Southern.
With that being said, with that being said, it
Mhm.
still makes me nervous
No,
because they're a
listen,
bad
And
football
last
team.
year, all right, let me check out Illinois last year because I don't think Illinois was Illinois didn't come off of back-to-back losses to Southern Illinois and Miami of Ohio,
I
but they
mean,
had some
yeah,
bad losses last year.
I think Northwestern's the only.
I'll tell you what scares me about about Northwestern. It's Pat Fitzgerald. You know that guy.
Yeah,
He wants it.
He's been around forever. He is going to have that team ready to play.
You know, he's preaching in the locker room. This is the time to turn the season around. Penn
Mhm.
State environment. This is what you come to play for. And yeah, he's definitely gonna have his team ready to come in, run the ball, and be tough.
So Illinois was 2-5 when they came to Happy Valley last year. They had wins over Charlotte, Nebraska. Oh my God, they beat Nebraska
no.
opening weekend. I hate that
Oh
parallel.
yeah, on that
I
first game of
hate
the
that parallel.
Oh no. Oh
Dude,
no.
there's too
You-
much.
I wish we didn't look that one up.
Why did we look this up, dude?
Gosh.
Oh, dude, that's not good.
Oh boy. All right.
And then they barely beat a Charlotte team who's bad, 24-14. Then
And
they
then
lost to
to
Wisconsin.
Rutgers.
They got blanked by Wisconsin. And then they came and beat us 20-18. And what was it, 9 overtimes?
The good news is we are a much better football team this year than we were last year.
Yes.
I
At
agree.
least in my mind.
And
So,
also,
Go
we're
ahead.
one second. We're also younger than we were
Exactly.
last. So a lot of our guys, at least not on the defense played great in that game as well. The defense has always been our saving grace. But a lot of guys on the offense are younger. Like Catron and Nick weren't here last year for that game.
Absolutely.
And
Neither was Mitch.
Yeah, neither
I
was
mean,
Mitch. Mitch is fresh. Yeah,
He's not young, but obviously he wasn't here for it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he was in Western Kentucky. But yeah, that parallel, dude. I wish we didn't look that
That's
up.
terrible. That's terrible.
That's a tough look. But I think we gotta start highlighting some of the things we gotta watch out for with this Northwestern team.
Mhm.
And I think that starts with their left tackle. I mean, he's gonna be a first rounder. I forget his name right now.
It's what is it? Peter Skoronsky. That is. Yep.
Yeah.
He's
And
supposed to be
then they have Hull at running back, Helinski, who has talent at the quarterback position, but the way this offense operates is they want it it's getting the ball out quick. It's kind of going to be kind of like that Purdue opener with Aiden O'Connell. Like he's getting the ball 2-step drop out. He wants to dink and dunk underneath, which our secondary, we're going to just be so much better than their skill players. So this really plays into the strength of our defense, which is our secondary. Like I want to see 3 picks. Because Helinski will throw them. Like
absolutely
what he's going to do. I need to see the defense come out and just dominate, take the ball away. Like I want a defensive touchdown. Just really set the tone.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Go ahead, Dave.
Then, like what we said, you were talking about Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell's a much better quarterback than Helinski.
Without a doubt.
Helinski's a game manager. And then like the way that we've been playing, I read about it, and I read those weekly articles, and I write that the defense does a great job of not letting guys get behind them. It happened once or twice against Auburn, but whatever, they dominated that game anyways. But as long as you have him dink and dunk, and you can shut down the run like we've been doing, and like they're gonna try to run it to Skoronsky's side constantly. Do we know who's is that gonna be Chop, or is that gonna
It should be Chop. I think it should be Chop. Or Anissa Isaac. It could be Anissa Isaac as well.
I think it could be. I don't know.
It actually might be Anissa.
I think I think so. But even then,
but still, I feel comfortable putting either one of them.
I think because they're not gonna run and if they run it to Chop's side and Skoronsky's not on Chop's gonna eat up Hull. So it's kind of it's not really so much the defense, because I think that exactly like you said, they have no skill position players. Helinski's whatever, but the run game is going to be what to watch out for.
Yeah, and but no one's really run the ball on us yet this year.
No. I think the main thing that we have to look out for, I know obviously we touched on Hall beating us on the run game, but obviously he is their main target out of the backfield as well. So I think our linebackers really have to fly around and meet him at the football, because obviously Helinski is going to want to get the ball out fast, and his main target is Hall. So, Jacob's got to be around the football. We got to have Sticks around the football. Abdul getting to the ball, flying to the running back when he's coming out of the backfield like that. Because obviously Helinski's not going to test our secondary downfield because he knows that we are faster and we are more athletic. And his guys just aren't going to be able to beat Joey Porter Jr. down the field. So he's going to have to check down. He's going to have to throw across the field to his tight ends. And we're going to eat that up. I think our linebackers are more athletic. I think they are ball hawks. I know Curtis Jacobs I'm calling he's going to either have an interception or a touchdown. I hope both, an interception or a fumble recovery. I hope both. That would be nice. But I definitely think he will fly to the football and have a great game.
Yeah.
I love the secondary. I love them. I don't think you said Helinski can't beat them. There are not many quarterbacks, I think, in the
that could.
And
yeah.
Stroud
and
thought O'Connell could be the guy. O'Connell wasn't the guy. Again, there's not that many good. Stroud's the only guy that scares me.
I don't love McCarthy. I'm not very high on McCarthy, but we'll see.
We'll touch on McCarthy in Michigan at the end here. But
we don't want to look ahead just like they can't. That's also, I don't want this to be a look ahead game because I know that'll happen with a Franklin team. He just needs to keep these guys on Northwestern. I know it shouldn't 0-0, whatever that mentality.
It shouldn't happen this week. If it happens this week, there's really no excuse for it because of the poor. They should not have been happy in the locker room last week. They should have been. Yes, we got the W, but hey, we need to really focus on this Northwestern team because Pat Fitzgerald is going to come in and see what we did last week. And he's going to see there's an opportunity. They're looking ahead to their bye week. They're getting ready for Michigan. We need to look at this Northwestern team instead of looking ahead to the bye week.
Yeah, and what was that cover 0 comment by Franklin? He's like, oh, well, we weren't expecting them in cover 0. Well, then adapt and change your game plan.
What cover 0 is. You know how to run out against it.
Yeah, it just wasn't great. Wasn't great last week, but we'll see what happens this week. What's the line right now?
26.5.
I was gonna say, I think it's similar to last week.
A point that I meant to bring up, and I kind of forgot to, because we were talking about Singleton and Allen and how we need to run the ball. They have a bad rush defense. Their rush defense is not good. I think
not great.
Miami of Ohio, Southern Illinois, I forget who else they've lost to. Duke.
Duke did run over them.
Yeah, Duke ran over them. That's what we're gonna have to do.
I forget who Miami of Ohio's back was, but I think he had 175 last week versus them. Yeah. And on 20 carries too. So I like Singleton and Catron to have an opportunity to both get 100 on the ground. I mean, I think that's very possible.
Also, Miami of Ohio beat them last week with their backup quarterback.
Yeah, it was brutal.
So Miami of Ohio is leading 171 yards.
Yeah.
And he had a 66
on 21 carries or something.
21 carries. Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly
crazy.
Right. They do for 62 yards. Come on. Run the ball. Run the ball in their throats the entire game.
So that the line actually came down to 25. I wonder.
I think it opened at 25.5.
I wonder if that. But I did see it up at 26 at one point. But I wonder if that has to do with weather, if that has to do with Clifford rumors. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that reverse line movement.
What do we have for the over under there, Mo?
51.
51. I'd stay away from that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You're gonna play anything on that?
I'd stay away from that because there's a good chance that we could win this game 38-0.
Yeah. I also I would, if I was to take anything in that, I would take the under, but I'm not going to, just because I don't want to limit us to only 38 points. I would like to see us win 51-0. I mean, if we're being honest, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but I like us to hold Northwestern under 17 points. I don't see them scoring 2 touchdowns. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree.
And let me touch on this while I said 17. Their kicker is not great. They have.
I haven't even looked at their kicker.
He is 3 of 5 and his long is 35. I think he missed the last 2 weeks over 35 yards.
So they need to get to
So they need to get to the ball to the 20, 25. Yeah, if that. Yeah.
I could also see Fitzgerald, if they're inside the 40 on a 4th and 7, he'll go for it.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald's going to try to limit possessions too. Like
Yeah,
he's gonna be running the
he's gonna
ball
slow the game down so much.
So much.
Like
So much.
he's gonna,
Especially if it's raining and all gross. Oh, we're gonna get a slow game.
I'll say it. I love the under. I love the under. I might play it.
I really do too. I'm just not gonna take it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was thinking about this line too. I don't think I would take us laying 25. I really don't. After the performance last week.
Yeah.
I just don't like
weather. There's a lot going on. I mean, I just like the under, period.
Recent history, we do not cover big spreads that they lay on us. But again, you never know. So this is a different Penn State team in my eyes. And I mean, I have a lot of confidence in this team, which may come back to bite me in the butt, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this happens to us every year. I get confident. They start off 4-0, 5-0. They're 11 right now, and they win if they. I hope they win. I'm kind of expecting them to win on Saturday.
I'm expecting to win.
Well,
then they could jump into the top 10.
Yeah, because I mean, Clemson's playing NC State, so Clemson beats NC State.
One of those goes down.
We're guaranteed to be in the top 10 if we win.
And we'll get a bye week. Some teams might lose.
Then we have a bye, and then we go to Ann Arbor, which
that's gonna be a top 10 matchup, huh?
Yep.
Should be.
If we
should be.
Will win on Saturday because Oklahoma State could lose to Baylor, Kentucky might lose to Ole Miss. Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah. Oh boy, we're gonna be we could be 7 or 8 going into Michigan. So I guess this is kind of a good segue going
on that Michigan game.
Talking about Michigan, yeah. If we're gonna touch on them, I'm not gonna talk about us playing Michigan quite yet, but we'll bring up the Michigan-Iowa game because that's super duper intriguing because a lot of people think Iowa is gonna beat them, even though I know Brandon Walker said that Michigan should be wary of Iowa, but that spread's 10.5. I don't love Iowa in that spot just because Petras is so bad.
Yeah, but I don't know. I will say this: I watched a little bit of that Michigan game last week, and JJ McCarthy is a guy that still relies a lot on his talent, and he's super talented. And there was that it was on second down, like no one was open, and he forced a corner out that should have been picked by Maryland, and they opportunity to get house then too, and they dropped it against Iowa. That's a pick, period.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna sit in quarters, cover 4, and they are gonna try to stop what you do. They don't change their defense. They're comfortable in what they do, and if JJ McCarthy starts forcing balls because people aren't open down the field, there's going to be turnovers, and that's Iowa's recipe to winning. But if Michigan wants to, they could probably just say, "Hey, Blake Corum, you're getting the ball 30 times. Let's win this game 17-10."
Yeah, 100%. Because
it'll be a low scoring affair, I think, for sure. I don't think Michigan's going to be able to. Obviously, they're not going to be able to put up 50 like they've done in the past 4 weeks. But obviously, I do think 10.5 is laying a lot on Iowa. I mean, I think they make Michigan make some mistakes. So I see that point of view for sure.
I think you might look up at 1:30 and it's halftime and Iowa's winning.
And it's it could be 10-7 Iowa at half,
100%.
Yeah.
Because I completely forgot that Maryland was pretty much, I guess, Maryland sort of late touchdown, but they were in it because I had Maryland last week plus 17. They were in that game for most of the game.
They also gave them 7 to start the game. They fumbled the open.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, you're right about McCarthy. How he just realized he's a very talented quarterback, but the fundamentals aren't really there because he's not one to sit in the pocket, look off his reads, and then
wait for something to develop. Yeah.
He's I gotta go. His mind moves too fast. But then again,
make a play.
Yeah, if McCarthy does turn the ball over a lot, it's not Patterson. Who is it? It's the other guy.
Cade McNamara.
They're all Irish. They always have Irish quarterbacks. So McNamara, they're the same. McNamara and Patterson are basically the same quarterback, and Patterson wasn't good.
Shea Patterson?
Yeah, I didn't think Patterson was good at all.
I didn't think he was good. Where did he end up going after Michigan? Ole Miss?
XFL. He was the first overall pick.
Wasn't he somewhere before Michigan?
Was it before Michigan? Oh,
And then
maybe
came
he
to
was at
Michigan?
like Mississippi State or something before Michigan.
That sounds right. Yeah, he was in the SEC because
He was in the
he was
SEC.
a
I
big
forget.
transfer.
I thought Ole Miss sounded right, but I could be wrong.
Let me
And
look
then
it
he
up.
was the first overall pick. I think it was the XFL or the USFL. The Michigan Panthers. Yeah, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah.
He played at Ole
He was
Miss
a
for 2
5-star
years. That's
too.
right.
He was a 5-star coming
I
out.
completely forgot about that. He was at Ole Miss, and he was like supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
He was a
I
5-star.
remember when Michigan got that transfer, there was all this talk like,
Yeah.
oh, Michigan's back.
And then he can't hear the snap count at Beaver Stadium. And
That was great.
Best clip of all time. I think we'll beat Northwestern. I don't know. I don't think they're going to score on us.
I don't either. I really don't.
I don't either. I'm not confident in taking the 25, but I will say I love the under. The weather scares me, but I see this as like 38-7.
Is it? It's going to be rainy. I haven't even looked at the forecast. State College.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain all weekend. The hurricane's going to come up and
Yeah. All right. I mean, but that's good for our defense. The rain.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Definitely.
don't think Northwestern scores more than 10 points.
Yeah.
And that's implying they can actually make a field goal.
Exactly.
They got a bad kicker.
That's implying that they get to the position where they want to take a field goal as well. Because like Dave said earlier, I think if they get down in that position in a 4th and 5, 4th and 7 position within the 30 of our end zone, I think they're just going to go for it, because what's 3 points going to do for them in Beaver Stadium? Hopefully we're putting up a touchdown on most possessions that we had the ball.
Can we talk about our kicking game a little bit? I feel like that's something that we haven't touched on.
Yeah,
and
it's atrocious.
I think it's
it's
atrocious, and it's going to lose us a football game in the near future.
100%. He's not good.
If Sander is our guy over 43,
just make him the guy
under 43.
Just make him the guy.
Last year too with Stout, they did the same exact thing, and then Stout just became the kicker.
Yeah,
they do this every year. They have a long kicker, and then I forget the kickoff specialist's name, the big guy 99. I always forget his name, but he's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Joey Julius. Yeah, he's awesome. He reminds me of a lean Joey Julius.
Joey Julius.
They have both 499, right?
I think Joey wore 99. I think.
Gabriel Nwosu.
Yes. Nwosu, that's the name.
6'6",
but I don't like Pinnaker.
75. Guy is a unit.
He should be the kicker.
Put him on the line.
Yeah, like you're telling me that kid can't make a 35-yarder?
That's crazy.
Because I know that they missed a 57-yarder, which before half was fine. When we were up 30, it was 33.
Yeah, Pinnaker missed a 37 or something. It was in the 30s.
That's like the zone where he misses. If he's in between like 34 and 40, whatever he's at, he misses constantly.
He had the leg on that 57-yarder too.
Yeah, he was just wide. That's a tough kick though.
That's a tough kick. But if we make both those kicks and that extra point, I'm just saying we would.
Was this 50-yarder not Sadek?
No, I think it was Pinnaker.
Oh, I thought they threw him in there.
57-yarder was I forget his name. You guys
Sanders, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, because wide on yarder and he misses it. His confidence just goes way down. Throw him in there for a 33-yarder. Let him get a couple.
Pinnaker was hurt last year. That's why Stout kicked.
Was he?
Well, I'm looking at the stats right now. He played 2 games. So I don't know if they just sat him because Stout was so much better, which is true. But
I don't know. Stout wasn't a great kicker.
Stout wasn't even that great.
That was a good punter.
He was a great punter. Still a good punter.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, Pinnaker has missed 2 extra points, and he's missed 2 kicks. Don't make him. He shouldn't be the kicker anymore.
I mean, yeah. And he's showing us that he's missing these field goals when they're not important too, which is the
Could
thing.
you imagine if
we're going to Ann Arbor and we're down 3, we need a field goal to either get the ball back and try to score right away, or a field goal to send it into overtime. We're screwed.
Yeah, Mo, you're gonna have to run on the field and tackle him.
Like imagine, Purdue. Imagine we needed a kick there.
We were fine.
We ended up obviously getting the touchdown.
Just scary, man. Just scary.
Can you trust him with 30 seconds left from 35 yards to get you the 3, and then obviously the defense will get it to OT?
In Beaver Stadium, I think so, but in Ann Arbor in a packed house, I don't. I really don't.
I can't even like I don't trust him kicking a 35-yarder in a 25-point game against. We were up 19 against Central Michigan. He comes out, Rob. I think I text you every time he comes out. I go, he's gonna miss. He's gonna miss.
We're preparing for the inevitable.
I mean, it's gonna come down to we beat Northwestern, Michigan beats Iowa. Let's kind of look into the crystal ball. It's gonna come down to a kick by one of the kickers, and I don't think Pinniger can. I'm just scared. I'm gonna be very scared if it comes down to him.
What do you think Franklin does in that situation? Realistically,
he sends Pinniger out there.
We're down. Yeah, he does. He does.
100%. There's no way that this guy. He is so complacent with everything that has ever happened. He's just constantly complacent. He'll never ever. He's
the crossed arms.
Crosses his arms, and it drives me crazy. And he's just complacent. I mean, so far I have no complaints for the most part because I know that Yurchich is calling the offense, but I'm sure Franklin is giving him. I'm sure Franklin is also calling plays. So I guess we'll go into predictions. Rob, you want to go first with predictions?
Yeah. My first, so I think right off the bat, my first reaction to this game without seeing the weather or anything else, my first initial prediction was going to be 47-13. I think I'm going to take that back because of the weather and just because of everything else. So my official prediction is going to be, I'm going to go 38 to, I'm going to go 38-10.
Okay.
I'll go 38-10. I feel comfortable.
I like that. All right. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to make a score prediction here. Yeah. My prediction is, because the betting man that I am, I'm not necessarily. I mean, I'm taking it. Drew Allar will start this game.
Ooh. Okay. I like that prediction.
I think if Cliff even a little bit, I think Franklin learned from last year that a hurt Clifford isn't going to win us this game. He knows he needs to get Allar snaps. What better than a Northwestern team who is probably preparing for Sean Clifford?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, the playbook's going to be a little different with Allar. Take the top off a little bit more, weather permitting. But if not, you still have two beasts in the backfield
that you can lean on.
Healthy again. So, Drew Allar will start this game.
I guarantee you all eyes will be on 15 and 14 during pregame. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I like that because even if you put – is it Allar or Aller? I say both.
I also say both.
I'll go with Allar here because I trust Mo. But even if you, let's say last second, your game plan completely changes because there's a lot more deeper. I know it might rain, but like you said, the playbook completely changes where Allar is a little bit less mobile, but he has a stronger arm and can make better throws. He's more accurate. He can fit the ball into tight windows. So it completely changes the outlook. Maybe they're practicing Clifford and throwing him off, but I don't know. I'll go to my prediction. I think that Allar comes in the end of the second quarter. I think we're up 17-0. And I think we win this game. I'm going to go with, I like the 10 for Northwestern. So 17-0. Let's do the math here. We're going to win this game 30-10 because Pinniger is going to miss an extra point. So
I could see that happening.
Yeah. He's going to miss one, especially because it's the rain. So that's our show. That's episode 1. 4th and 5 on YouTube, Twitter at 4th and 5 podcast. We're on TikTok, 4th and 5 podcast. And follow us on everything. Subscribe. We're going to have a lot of content going out for pretty much the rest of the season. I know we started late, but we're on it now. So thanks for listening and watching.
Go State.
We are.